Good morning, students. Today we have the class of temperature regulation. Temperature regulation part 2. Introduction, general considerations, mechanism of heat loss and gain, control of heat production by radiation, conduction and evaporation, skin and temperature regulating reflexes, thermoneutral zone, control mechanisms of temperature regulation, fever, hyperthermia, heat exhaustion, heat stroke and hypothermia. Homeothermic. What is the meaning of homeothermic? In which the temperature is maintained at a constant level irrespective of environmental temperature. Examples are warm-blooded animals like mammals, man belongs to this category, and poikilothermic or cold-blooded. The body temperature is not constant, it varies according to environmental temperature. Amphibian and reptiles are examples. And these are the cold-blooded. Biochemical reactions do not fluctuate due to constant high temperature. 41 degrees convolutions are seen in between 41-43 degrees. Nerve malfunction and protein denaturation seen with higher temperatures. You can see now expressed as centigrade and Fahrenheit. I already told you in previous class, we can convert centigrade into Fahrenheit and Fahrenheit into centigrade also. Normal human temperature is 37 degrees centigrade or 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Measured under tongue, axilla and rectum. Oral temperature is 0.5 degrees less than core body temperature or rectal temperature. Internal temperature varies with the activity pattern and changes in external temperature. Circadian fluctuations of about 1 degree centigrade, lowest at night, highest during the day. Women show higher temperature during second half of menstrual cycle. Mechanisms of heat loss and gain mechanisms. Radiation. Surface of all objects emit heat in the form of electromagnetic radiation. As we know, rate of emission is proportional to temperature. When the temperature is more, emission will also be more. When temperature is less, emission will be less. Conduction. Loss or gain by transfer of thermal energy during collision between adjacent molecules. Heat is conducted from molecule to molecule. Already, you know in your lower class. Mechanism of heat loss and gain. Convention. Conductive heat loss or gain is aided by movement of air, water next to the body. Cool air replacing warm air. Evaporation. Water evaporates from skin. Membranes lining the respiratory tract, major process for loss of body heat. 600 kilocalories required to transfer water from liquid to gaseous state. Skin is not a perfect insulator. Temperature of outer surface of the skin is between external temperature and core temperature. Net conduction is 0. Skin acts as insulator by change in the blood flow. The heat from within is brought out by blood and lost to the outside. Vasoconstrictor sympathetic nerves firing rate increases in response to cold, decreases in response to heat. Vasoconstriction will be more in response to cold and decreased in response to heat. Temperature regulating reflexes. Thermoreceptors detect changes in the balance between the heat loss and production due to metabolic rate, exercise. Two types, peripheral on skin, central in hypothalamus, integrating centers, spinal cord and abdominal organs. Output from hypothalamus is sent to effectors via sympathetic nerves to sweat glands, skin arterioles and adrenal medulla, motor neuron to skin muscles. Core temperature is maintained relatively constant. Peripheral thermoreceptors help identify thermoneural zone. All the mechanisms are graded and not all are non-responses. 25 degrees to 30 degrees or 75 degrees Fahrenheit to 86 degrees Fahrenheit is known as the thermoneural zone. In between temperature, call it as thermoneural. At temperatures lower than this zone, maximum vasoconstriction occurs, cannot prevent heat loss from exceeding heat production, and this requires the body to increase heat production. At temperatures above this zone, there will be vasodilatation, cannot eliminate the heat as fast as it is produced, and this requires another heat loss mechanism by sweating. Regulation, nerves mechanisms, endocrine mechanisms, and behavioral voluntary control. Nerves mechanisms are thermoregulatory centers, direct action, reflex mechanism, efferent neurons. Endocrine are the adrenal medulla, cortex, and thyroid. Behavioral and voluntary control. These are the different mechanisms that control temperature. Hypothalamus control. Warming of anterior hypothalamus, heat loss by vasodilatation, sweating, hyperpnea, and injury abolishes the heat loss responses to hot environment. Stimulation of posterior hypothalamus, heat production by vasoconstriction. Injury abolishes the response to cold, interferes with the responses to heat. Preoptic region of anterior hypothalamus is regarded as the thermostat. Set point is maintained by this region. Hypothalamic temperature regulation, direct action when environmental temperature is high. Warm blood flowing through the hypothalamus causes heat loss responses. In low or cool blood causes the heat production conservation. Hypothalamic temperature regulation is reflex mechanism. Sensitive thermoreceptors are there. The skin carry information via cutaneous nerves and hypothalamus efferent through autonomic, that is sympathetic, adrenergic vasomotor nerves, cutaneous vasoconstriction and vasodilatation. Depending upon the conditions, they will have vasoconstriction, dilatation. Sympathetic cholinergic nerves to sweat glands. Somatic, now to skeletal muscle. Tone, by changing the tone and activity, shivering. Now to respiratory muscles can also respond. Endocrine, adrenal medulla. Immediate adrenal cholinergic exposures to cold leads to cutaneous vasoconstriction, decrease the heat loss. Metabolic rate, decrease the metabolic rate and heat production. There will be increased metabolic rate and heat production. Adrenal cortex, BMR, basal metabolic rate is low in adrenal cortical insufficiency. Patients do not tolerate cold well and body temperature is subnormal. Thyroid, calorogenic, permissive action on adrenal calorigenesis. Hyperthyroidism, skin is in hyperthyroidism patients, skin will behavioral and voluntary control. Animals move from warm to cold regions. Calling up of body in cold conditions, clothing in woolen in winter and thin cotton clothing in summer. As we know, fans, air conditioners, heaters and central heating mechanisms, they will control the temperature regulation. Here we see wearing woolen cloths in cold climates, and in summer we used to wear very thin cotton. Control of heat production, response to exposure to cold, shivering and thermogenesis. This contains rhythmical oscillatory muscle contractions. No external work is involved. All the energy liberated by the metabolic machinery appears as internal heat. Non-shivering thermogenesis. Increase in heat production not due to muscle activity. Increased epinephrine, sympathetic activity to adipose tissue and control of thyroid hormones. These are the different mechanisms that will control the mechanism that controls the body temperature. Sweat is produced by sweat glands. The water present in the sweat comes out of the skin through the sweat pores and the water from the surface of the skin. This vaporization of the water causes the heat loss from the body. Sweat secretion can increase very high value of around 1600 ml per hour on the hot day during exercise. Increased respiration also. Heat production decreased in anoxia, apathy and reduced activity. Temperature increasing mechanism. By shivering, hunger, increased voluntary activity and also secretion of epinephrine or epinephrine. Heat loss is prevented by cutaneous vasoconstriction, curling up of and also piloerection. We see in the cold climate, shock, fright, and also positive emotions, highly inspiring music, sympathomimetic drugs. Piloerection is also called goose flesh. It is due to constriction of the uh, small muscles, such as the piloerector muscles. Base of the hair. The hair will be pulled up, and there will be erection. The hair trap in between these and create a layer of insulation. This layer insulation will prevent loss of heat from the body. So, temperature regulation stimulated by cold. That is decreased heat loss, vasoconstriction of the skin vessels, reduction of surface area by curling and curling up of body. Behavioral responses, warm clothes, increased heat production, increased muscle tone, shivering, increased voluntary activity, epinephrine secretion, increased and other is stimulated by heat. How it is stimulated? Increased heat loss, vasodilatation of skin vessels, sweating, and also decreased heat production by secretion of epinephrine, minimal decreased appetite. Fever and hyperthermia. Fever is an elevation of the body temperature due to resetting of the thermostat. The core temperature is maintained exactly at the level of 37.1 degree. At the temperature above this level, the rate of heat loss becomes greater than the rate of heat production. At the temperature below this level, the rate of heat production becomes greater than the heat loss. Above 99 degrees Fahrenheit, bacterial viral infections, trauma, lesions of CNS, exposure to high temperature and drug induced. Increased heat production by shivering, increased metabolism. Diminished heat loss by vasoconstriction. Skin is warm, flushed, subside by during infection of one organ, liver, and also multiple organs. So, whenever there is infection, macrophages they will release the mediators of interleukin 1 and 6, firing up of neuronal receptors through hypothalamus. It will be acting in the skeletal muscle where there is curling up of so that heat will be produced, and in the skin arteriole there is vasoconstriction, decreased heat loss, and heat production is greater than that of the heat loss, so that heat retention will be there, body temperature will be increased during infections. In the humid atmosphere increase the sweating and water and salt loss, headache, disease because of loss of salt, that is sodium, and as of water the person will have headache, dizziness, cramps, vomiting and rise in temperature, skin is cold and clammy, fall in BP, circulatory collapse, stupor, treated by fluids and heat stroke, serious condition, high environmental temperature, overheating. In summer, we can see overheating of the body, impaired sweating, headache, restlessness, mental confusion, hyperpyrexia, more than usually 103, 104 degrees will be there. Delirium, convulsions, and cardiovascular collapse and coma. Death results in untreated. Temperature to be brought down to 102 degrees with hypothermia, decreased temperature, reduction in the temperature below 35 degrees. At 27 degrees, the metabolism greatly reduced. Heart rate, blood pressure, respiratory rate are decreased. Unconscious state, exposure to low temperature, cardiac surgery where heart is stopped. To summarize everything, skin is having many functions. Among those, one of the function is temperature regulation. Other functions are perception of sensation and production of vitamin D and regulation of water balance, excretion of salt. And coming to the layers of skin, we have outer dermis, inner dermis, and we have epidermis, dermis. In this epidermis, stratum corneum, granulosum, and stratum spongiosum, stratum germinatum, other layers, and dermis is having two layers: superficial papillary layer, deep reticular layer. And in the papillary layer, blood vessels, lymphatics, and nerves are there. Reticular layer contains elastic fibers along the fat and loose areolar tissue. These layers merges with the subcutaneous tissue, and other than this, sweat glands and sebaceous glands are there. Apocrine, exocrine glands are there. They help in the temperature regulating mechanisms through hormones, different hormones. And other things that we see in the skin are the hair follicles. They helps in the thermoregulation, protect the scalp against injury also. Coming to the regulation of heat, that is heat production, heat loss. We have many different ways are there for heat production: metabolic activities of body, enhancing thyroxine release, and food intake, dynamic action, muscular activity, including shivering, and heat loss. Coming to the heat loss by radiation, 70%, evaporation, 27%, enhanced sweating, cutaneous vasodilatation, respiration is 2%, urination and defecation. As we know, radiation is loss of heat in the form of infrared rays. The wavelength of these rays is around 20 micro 5 to 20. Human body radiates heat in all directions. Normal conditions of the body heat is lost by this mechanism. Direction of the heat transfer is from warmer to cooler objects. The body not only loses heat by radiation but also gain heat by radiation depending on the relative temperature of the body and its surroundings. Second is the conduction, transfer of heat from the warmer to the cooler object when two are in direct contact with each other. Heat is transferred from the body to air by conduction. Once the temperature of the air adjacent to the skin rises to the skin temperature, further loss of heat stops. Conduction is assisted by convection caused by air currents. Convection. Convection, when the body is exposed to wind, the air is present adjacent to the skin is replaced by new air that is cooler. Continuous replacement of air by convection therefore reduces the skin temperature rapidly. The process of convection occurs as warm air surrounding the body is replaced by cooler air molecules. The cooler air absorbs the heat by conduction more rapidly compared to warm air. Convection accounts for about 20% of heat loss. Evaporation. Evaporation of water from the body surface causes the heat loss. Even when the person is not sweating, skin and lungs lose. Normally, there will be loss of water from the skin. When the temperature of the surrounding becomes greater than the skin temperature, evaporation is major means of heat loss. Reduction of heat temperature occurs by the mechanism of sweating. Water evaporates because of molecules absorb heat from environment. The molecules become energetic, vibrate fast, and escape as gas, water vapors. The heat absorbed by water during evaporation is called heat evaporation. And neuronal mechanisms, as you know, through hypothalamus and cerebral cortex, temperature will be adjusting accordingly. Heat loss center is there, heat gain center is there in the hypothalamus. Heat loss center is in anterior hypothalamus. Stimulation of this center produces cutaneous vasodilatation, sweating. Heat gain center is there in the posterior hypothalamus. Stimulation of this causes shivering, range of body temperature. So this is through the neuronal and set point of temperature control. The core temperature is maintained exactly at the level of 37.1 degrees. Temperature above this level, the rate of heat is lost become greater than the rate of heat production. At temperature below this level, the rate of heat production becomes greater than the heat loss. And fever is nothing but the increased temperature. This is a protective phenomena. Whenever the toxins enters into the body, there will be a rise in temperature of the body through inflammatory mediators, interleukins. And hypothermia, when the person is exposed to extreme cold, causes drop in body temperature. This temperature regulating ability of the person becomes impaired if the body temperature falls below 34 degrees. And hypothalamus is also totally fails below 29 degrees. Frostbite is, as you know, it is extremities of persons exposed to extreme cold temperature. Mostly first the earlobes, digits of hands and feet are affected. Frostbite results in tissue damage and gangrene. Artificial hypothermia. The temperature of a person is artificially maintained below 32 degrees during procedure such as heart surgery. Artificial cooling is done to stop the heart beating for 30 minutes to 1 hour without causing damage to cells. Thank you all.